Hey, what's going on, guys? Just a quick follow up here from Linus Tech Tips. It's been a very interesting, very dramatic past 24 hours. We have an update, and I know a lot of social media personnel really haven't seen this, but this came across Twitter. And there's also another post. I'll see if I can find it on my page. But at any rate, Linus Tech Tips Media Group, they are taking Madison's allegations seriously. We are conducting an internal assessment alongside bringing in a third party investigator to look into these allegations. Just a really quick backstory. They used to have a former employee. Her name is Madison. She makes some pretty interesting content. In fact, I remember her video when she did a PC build with Linus a few years ago. Looks like a very interesting content creator. Really never heard of her before. And so apparently she made some accusations at the time. I believe she recently quit because of mistreatment. And so based on her account, because this is going to be investigated, we're going to let the legal system and whatnot do its own thing. She claims that she was sexually harassed, talked about mistreatment in the workplace, and so forth. So you guys can go to her Twitter account. This is her here. You guys can read it, make your own conclusions, but then, of course, let the legal system do itself. But the good thing is, out of all this, is that they have taken a step back here and that they are committing to publishing the findings and implementing any corrective actions that may arise due to this. Thank you for your patience, and please allow us the time necessary to be as thorough as possible in this investigation. In addition to our existing report systems, both anonymous and otherwise, we proactively reached out internally today to encourage our team members to report any workplace bullying or harassment they might be experiencing so we could take quick and decisive action. These allegations do not align with our company's ethics or the values we preach internally. We aim to provide an inclusive work environment where everyone can feel comfortable and, more importantly, safe. So, again, we have allegations. They are doing what they should do as a typical company would. I'm sure most of you listening to this in some form or fashion have worked retail or been some type of business professional. I think we're all familiar with the employee handbook in terms of fraternization, making sure people are comfortable in a workplace. And so the reason why I wanted to make this video, my scope on this, is that this is a black eye for social media content creators. And we know that Linus is one of the guys that have pretty much arrived, starting out YouTube, making content creators. And I think most content creators strive to be in the position that they're in. And so one of the things I've kept in mind myself is to indoctrinate and keep a lot of those practices that we've learned on previous jobs, employee fraternization. Even if you are a social media content creator, these are things that you should have in practice, such as just because you're a social media content creator, you should still kind of obey the rule of the land and operate by those HR friendly guidelines about being a vendor, visiting businesses, making sure you're not sexually harassing people or doing things that are inappropriate, because those could come back and bite you in the butt. But you should, they still fall into a workplace. I remember the last company that I worked for, they updated their HR handbooks, and it said, like, hey, even if you feel uncomfortable with a vendor, somebody who doesn't work directly for the company, you should come in and make some things. Now, I know that has to do directly within their media group and where she worked, but the point being is, even if you are a content creator and you're visiting, let's say, any type of store, a facility that you're a fan of, you're touring a facility, or if somebody comes to your home and you're making content, you should keep some of those HR practices, in mind. And, the reason why this definitely stands out is I think, if any of this is true, from what I've read based on the allegations that, she's made, is to always maintain your practice, your content, your social media with some form of seriousness, and adapt those policies and practices that you may have learned in previous workplaces, and bring those to your channel. Is very important, especially in this day and age where you could be put in this type of position. I know that it's a dream for everybody to kind of work for yourself, especially use social media, grow your social media. and create your own brand, so to speak, and then of course grow from there, hire employees. But it's very prudent. It's very important that you maintain these practices in the workplace, regardless of where you are. I don't know if these are true. I'm not making any accusations or anything, but just saying for any of you out there aspiring to get a level of this size, and they have them in place. I'm not saying they're not there, but just to make sure that you're dotting your I's, you're crossing your T's, because this is, serious. This is, I know that they've had a very trying year. We know Linus's account, the YouTube channel was hacked a few weeks ago. And then, of course, now you have all this stuff rolling in one right after the other. And this isn't to pile on to a situation, but it's a very important situation. And I know I haven't had a chance to make a lot of these type of videos, but again, these are practices, for myself, and I think many others too, to, adapt or use or adopt when you're going into different businesses. Even though you may feel like you're in that carefree zone of, hey, we're working on our own. This is a job, but it's not like we're working for the man. I know Linus' situation now is different because his company has really grown. He's a media group. But if this has happened based upon the allegations that I've read here about, imagine someone calling you dog ass and the response you get is, oh no, go talk to them about it. We definitely need to do our due diligence to respond better and, again, adopt those policies and practices that we've learned in the past and that we've learned in different environments. So again, I hope none of these are true. Um, I have no reason to doubt what she's saying, but at the same time, this definitely has to be handled in a very serious matter because it could have legal ramifications. And then who knows if other employees from the past, show up and start filing claims or whatever the case might be. I'm in the United States, and you guys all know how the laws are in the United States in terms of sexual harassment and things of that nature. So, but in the meantime, let's keep Madison in, our prayers. Make sure that she gets the best possible resolve, and that this comes to the truth will be brought to light. However, this has happened, but I definitely think that was the best course of action for Linus Tech Tips Group to bring in an outside consultant, so that way you have somebody impartial. Taryn probably made the call on this. It was probably, and maybe the board of directors, whoever they have over there, made that call because these are some serious allegations here. I mean, if this was reported and it was documented, if there are text messages and emails, I could see some serious sponsorship really pulling from that media group and Linus Tech Tips in their group over there. I don't have any doubts in my mind. I think some of this stuff was documented and recorded, looking at a lot of the stuff that she was, wrote here. But again, this is just to admonish those of you who are up and growing content creators. Again, please do your due diligence. Make sure that you got everything buttoned up. Don't think that just because whatever size you are, something can't come back in the future, bite you in the butt. But maintain those important policies and practices that your previous jobs gave you, those company handbooks. They're there for a reason, and hopefully none of those employees from that media group inspired any of this. Hopefully is not true. That would definitely wouldn't be, a good thing. But these are some serious allegations here. Obviously, there's a lot that's going to be looked into. But again, for those of you who are up and coming, you're growing. This is a very trying week for that team over there. But don't take what you do lightly. Not everybody could be in a position like that. And according to her, I think it was a video. I watched Rich's video Review Tech USA. Supposedly, this was her dream job. She was happy working there. She moved from Arizona in the United States to Canada. And then, according to her report, she said that she was duped into really accepting a job there when she got it. I will admit, I think there were some careless things that she did do, which was signing the handbook or her offer letter to agree to work there of some sort without reading it. And then, of course, there's probably some NDA stuff in there. I think the line has mentioned that there wasn't an NDA because they did make a comment about it. But you always read your company handbook and stuff first before you sign it. And always make sure your laws, and keep in mind this is in another country, so it's Canada. Even though it's North America, you have different laws there. I have no idea what the laws are in Canada. I could tell you if this was California, they'd really be a SOL if this was in the states and whatnot. But you guys know how they do business in the United States. So hopefully, again, we get a positive resolution that all of this comes to light. For those of you just tuning in my channel, I typically don't cover this kind of stuff. I do tech reviews and stuff, but the most important thing to take out of this is, again, abide by your company handbooks. Make sure, even if you're growing and you're trying to be a social media content creator and you're walking in the store, you're friendly with everybody. You're making sure that you're obeying those policies, even though you don't work for that company, that you still kind of keep those vendor relationship HR policies in place, so that way you don't end up in a situation like this. And also make sure that you keep your relationships tightened up too, because you don't want to get to a point where you're able to hire people and then the people you bring on don't understand the importance of HR procedures and rules and regulations that typically should be followed. But anyway, just wanted to chime in on this for all of you. I have a live stream tomorrow with a guy named Zodwriter. You guys are welcome to check that out. But stay tuned. We got some more exciting tech tutorials and videos coming up. And so, again, we hope the best for everybody. This isn't a dogpile on anybody, but just to put the information out there and hope that there is a positive resolution for all this, because you have two hurting parties on both sides. So I will catch you guys later. Peace out. And you guys all have a great day. Bye-bye.